Hey everybody, it's Amy Heller with Blvd, and I'm walking you through the June project sheet today using the Secrets of the Sea collections, both the boy and the girl collections. I am starting out by looking at some of the larger 12 by 12 papers, but I've decided to use the 6 by 8 inch papers. I'm going to use a 1 3/4 inch circle punch to create a wave-like or even a scale-like texture underneath my photo. I'm gathering a lot of my scrap pieces of paper from my 6 by 8 inch paper pads. These larger scraps are perfect for doing these eclectic textures like this when you with a hole punch, because you can mix things up and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just punch away and you can add a lot of impact and texture just by simply using up your scraps. So I've cut several 4 to 5 different patterns out with my circle punch, and now I'm cutting them all in half to just have them go a little bit further, and that way they won't get so bulky once we start layering them up. Now I'm organizing them by pattern and color. And then what I did here to kind of first make this first layer is I took some double stick tape and I taped along the bottom edge of my photo so that I could still move it around, and it has the adhesive back with the paper on it, so it's not sticky right away. You just have to peel it off, and I found that that works well for this type of layering. So I'm just going to go through and add more adhesive, add more layering, and I'm going to work from the top down and make it a bit random so that there is variation in color and pattern. And once I'm done going through the repetition of this process, then I'll be right back to tell you the next steps. Okay, so now that I have most of my scallops situated underneath my photo, I'm going to start laying out my title work. I decided to use the acrylic words with the word explore, and I'm taking my fundamental stickers, and what I like to do with stickers when I lay them out is I just barely put them down so that I can maneuver them where I want them to be. And I have these nice big these are actually jewelry bead tweezers that I use, and when I'm trying to move my sticker letters around, and it's really nice to have that precision so you can line things up. And of course I'm looking at it now and that S is a little wonky, but it worked and I just decided to keep it there. So with the acrylic words, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of these tacky glue dots, and I like these because they can stretch, and I'm able to affix them onto the acrylic words really thinly because they stretch out. So you saw when I was moving around the fundamentals alphas, there was a little bit of paper that came off when I was trying to move them. So what I'm looking at now are some other fundamentals that I can stick on to cover up some of those little pieces that I wasn't able to get off. But I found one little sticker that I put in the bottom right hand corner, and there I covered up that little piece of paper that I wasn't able to get off my photo with just a little sticker, and it looks like it was meant to be there. So now I'm going to get out a couple of my designer clips, and I'm going to put them up in the top right corner, up by this big rock, and where there's kind of a vacant space as far as the photo is concerned. And they kind of add a natural arrow down towards the subject, which is my daughter on the paddleboard. So I'm using my fundamentals from the girl collection here, and these fun little crosses make a great introduction to, or space filler into, title work. I really like them. So now I am looking at my scallops as I've been sitting here, and it seems like I need to fill in a little bit of holes. I want it a little bit more symmetrical. So I'm taking some of my leftover pieces and adding them in to fill some holes, and I decided to use another color, which wasn't in there originally, which is this darker blue color, and it actually grounds the photo nicely. And so now I'm taking my tweezers and I'm lifting up some of the scallops to add some dimension and texture and give it a real sense of a little bit of movement and texture, like the ripples in the water in the photo. So I really like this little fish down at the bottom, so I decided to cut one of the circles in half and have just him sticking out by himself, putting those designer clips in place. And then I know that I'm going to put a couple of scallops up on the top. I just haven't adhered them yet. So one of my favorite embellishments are our new Illustrated Faith mini Hexyz, and this particular set has both the darker blues and some of these light seafoam green colors and white, and it really says water to me. So I really wanted to have these shiny little pieces play a big part in this layout. I'm using them as little clusters throughout the page in groups of 3 and 1s and 2s, and then I'm also adding them around and in the scallops. I've even put one here right next to my title work. Now I'm going to go up and add this little scallop up to the top. I've kind of offset them a little bit so that they don't just too linear up there. We want movement. So now I am ready to print off and apply my journaling. I've measured the spot in the bottom left-hand corner that I want to use. So I've typed up my journaling and printed it off. And now I'm going to remove some of these little Hexyz that I had already put down so I can put my journaling in beneath the scallops. And then I'm going to put those little Hexyz right back over the top of the journaling so it all layers nicely. Now I'm going to put some final touches with some more of these cute little Hexyz. You can see here I'm matching the colors of the papers with, even this one it's divided in half, so I matched the color with the color of the paper. And now I'm finalizing everything by adding a few last touches with some final fundamental stickers, some arrows and some directional items, and a couple hearts here and there, just to bring everything together. And just with a few final touches, it's all done. I didn't even feel like I needed to do any machine stitching on this one. So that's going to do it for our June project sheet. You can download the sheet from the link below, and I hope you give it a shot. The Secrets of the Sea collections are both great for all your summer memories. Have a great summer.